Report, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to What's NXT for June 19th, 2019. I am your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stephen Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And this morning was a pretty damn good episode of NXT.
Oh, it was excellent.
Compared to last week. And the numbers don't lie.
Yes.
The views for our video are super low. I'm pretty sure because the quality of NXT was super low.
Yeah.
They probably knew nobody wanted to watch us crap on a show, but crap we did. This week, however, this show is pretty fucking good. We start off tonight with an in-ring promo, but who, of course, Adam Cole, the new champion, along with all of Undisputed Era. They come out to new graphics for their entrance. The crowd is loving these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Just the loudest of booms.
We're back at Full Sail, so that's automatically going to be cause for celebration anyway.
Well, the celebration is, I don't know. I understand celebrating winning the NXT championship.
Yeah.
But it's a little much when Adam Cole comes out and says, you know, last year I predicted that we were going to be draped in gold. And I'm like, well, that's a start.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the main title.
Myself, and I are.
But meanwhile, they had a chance in the tag team ladder match to get the tag team championships, and they did not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like the direction of a possible breakup here is that Adam Cole's going to be the only one with gold. And everybody else is going to get sick of him talking about how they're going to be draped in gold, but they never seem to win. I'm just saying, he's the only one that's got gold. Cause for celebration, yes, but he says the prophecy's going to come true before, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
There's only so long you hear about prophecy until you start wondering if it's just a tall tale.
I'm on board with the idea of the Undisputed Era taking the titles off of the Street Profits. They're a babyface team, at least now. They went through that phase.
Yeah.
But now they're back to babyface, solid babyface, and I can see the Undisputed Era. Maybe that's why they won the titles. Just to drop them to UE.
I was about to say, like, the War Raiders had to drop it to somebody, so they ended up dropping it to nobody at all.
So, Adam Cole is basically just up his own ass in this promo.
Yep.
Basically. And I'm telling you, he is going to just keep talking and just piss off the rest of the Undisputed Era because he's the only one with gold around his waist. But they end up getting cut off.
But before that even happens, he's talking about how the Undisputed Era is going to take over and they're going to rebuild the whole NXT as the Undisputed NXT. And they even recut the opening
really great.
Opening main title theme to just all footage of them to a new Slipknot song, and everybody's patting Kyle O'Reilly on his back. He's like, it's just something to throw together.
It's something he did last night. That actually is really good, and if you can find a video out there of it, I highly recommend watching it. It's pretty good.
It's pretty sick.
So, Velveteen Dream interrupts, and who better for no reason at all? I mean, honestly,
yeah.
Who better for no reason at all? Because
Spotlight.
He had his match against Tyler Breeze. Not anybody from the Undisputed Era. If anything, the first person to come out here should have been Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
Spoiler, Matt Riddle does come out, but like fucking last. No, he comes out next, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. We get Velveteen Dream comes out, and he's got the title, and I guess he says he'd like to know what it's like to see both the titles like merged.
Yeah.
But it's still flimsy.
No, that's a horrible, horrible idea. Because that's pretty much like having the world title and the Intercontinental title back in the Golden Era and whatnot, or the New Generation era. That's one of the things where you had to drop one belt. You couldn't be the main guy and the number one contender. That's just crap.
Yeah. So Matt Riddle comes out and interrupts, and it would have made more sense for him to come out first.
Yeah.
Because he beat Roderick Strong.
Mm-hmm.
And he could come out there and be like, look, you don't have any number one contendership for any title because you just went to the back of the line because I beat you at TakeOver.
Yeah.
Because one would think that Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish would be the ones going for the tag titles, and Roderick Strong would end up going for the North American Championship, because that's the only one left.
Yeah.
Unless maybe the 24/7 title.
We don't mention that here.
I think it's possible.
Oh, it's possible, and that's why we don't talk about it here.
Could you imagine an Undisputed Era promo that gets interrupted by a bunch of guys coming out and trying to pin Roderick Strong?
That'd be it too, in the back of a trailer, no less.
Speaking of getting interrupted, we get interrupted for a third time by Tyler Breeze.
Yep.
And I think it should have been Riddle, then Dream, because Dream and Riddle have, some history.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Breeze should have come out. This is just leading up to a tag team match, a 6-man tag. Tyler Breeze, Velveteen Dream, Matt Riddle versus 3 members of the Undisputed Era, and we won't find out who they are until the main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, Breeze talks about, he was just talking to William Regal, and then he came out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, guess what? This is going to be a match.
It's like you basically kind of wonder what they're even talking about in the first place. Maybe hair tips or something. Who knows?
Who knows? But this is our main event for the night. Up next is our first match of the night. We've got Raul Mendoza coming out. And at first, I'm like, all right, we are going to get Raul Mendoza's further push right here. Because he's hot off a win, and he looks great as a singles competitor. Jerry said, and I agree, I miss him with Humberto Carrillo as a tag team, but I don't think they were really going anywhere.
No.
And I think him as a single star, he's...
I think he's establishing himself. That way the team, if they do get back together, will be a little more formidable. You'll have, him able to pull off some sort of, finisher, and Humberto Carrillo able to do his own thing as well, but then they'll come up with some sort of tag finisher that's super flashy. And they can be viable contenders to either the NXT tag title, or possibly if they come up with a cruiserweight belt for the cruiserweight tag division for 205.
Meanwhile, here on Earth, Raul Mendoza is facing the re-debuting Damian Priest,
formerly Punishment Martinez.
And what I can say about this guy, first and foremost, badass entrance.
Yes.
They have a lot of faith in this dude. They call him the Archer of... The Archer of something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so since he's an archer, and I'll think of it here in a minute, it'll just pop in my head, but since he's an archer, he pretends to shoot at the LED screen behind him, and it lights up his name in flames. To me, akin to Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Burn in hell, Mel Brooks! Or leave us alone, Mel Brooks.
He comes to the ring, and then he does some shit towards the ceiling, and the LED screen on the ceiling lights up his name in fire. It is just badass.
It's dope.
He's got the light shining behind him like Lars Sullivan did when he was cool in NXT. Just his entrance is awesome. Then he gets in the ring, and he's a striker, a real striker. He hits a bunch of different strikes on Raul Mendoza, who, to his credit, he gets a little bit of offense. Mostly it's just defense, dodging moves where Damian Priest ends up hurting himself. But he gets a little bit of offense in here.
He does a really awesome running drop kick off the top rope. He runs across the top rope and nails Damian Priest with a drop kick.
That's actually my first and only note, other than the ending. Because after that, he goes to get Damian Priest from the outside, and Damian grabs him up and Uranagis him onto the apron, which we all know is the hardest part of the ring.
And Beth Phoenix reminds us of it because she's back.
And he throws him in the ring, and he hits what I akin to a no-air Trouble in Paradise from the corner. But that's not it. He picks him up, and he does a swinging cutter.
Yep.
Which is just an inverted swinging neck breaker.
Yeah.
But Jerry said, you said it was a fitting finisher for him.
Yeah, it's just a rolling cutter, and it's just for a guy his size and the way he rolls. I think that worked out very well. And then at one point during the match, with all the strikes, he also did Skullcracker, and I got to quote the movie Freak to be like, that's an illegal move!
From behind, nonetheless.
Yeah. left his ears ringing, dude. I'm like, no.
There's a lot of badass strikes in this match.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. The matches tonight, all of them, seem to entertain and intrigue me to the point to where it's not necessarily moves that I've never seen before, big spots that I'm going to write a bunch of notes about. It's just really good wrestling.
Yes. That's what I found about, like, tonight, is the fact that we got, like, you see so many people go through name changes and whatnot and call-ups and all this other shit. Then you see somebody like Punishment Martinez get a name change, get a cool Titantron, comes out, and he's a completely different animal. He's a completely different badass.
Fucking badass, man.
And it works for him.
Words.
Triple H is just a master at this shit. And in a little bit, we get to find out how much more of a master he is at it. So.
Okay, so in just a moment, like, up next...
Yes.
William Regal is on the screen, and you're like, we never see you, honestly.
Well,
Honestly, usually it's just guys come from the back and say, hey, we just talked to William Regal. Or the camera catches up to some dude that's hanging out outside William Regal's office, but you never actually see Regal. He is announcing something kind of big.
Yeah.
It's an 8-man tournament, and not just any tournament, it's a breakout tournament.
Yeah.
And these are 8 new people to NXT. Almost all of them, I think all of them have been renamed.
Yes.
They all have their new names, and then AKA, also known as, or formerly known as, FKA.
Yeah.
I've got all 8 names, but this is going to be a tournament, and the winner gets to choose a title and go for it. And if they don't choose the NXT title, Jesus.
Well, the really cool thing is they get just to be on the main NXT roster. That's one of the main things. But then the ultimate prize is the fact they also get a title shot at whoever they want on that show.
Well, I would say all 8 of these guys have a good shot of being on the roster.
Oh, yes.
They're at least going to be featured in a match, if not multiples, if they win. So we've got Jordan Miles, Boa, or BOA. I don't know. It was all caps. Cameron Grimes, Isaiah Scott, Dexter Loomis, Bronson Reed, Angel Garza, and Joaquin Wilde.
At least half of these guys are formerly either TNA, a couple Combat Zone. They're just very well established on the independent scene, and that's what I'm really digging about NXT right now, is they're acknowledging, it's like, okay, you know this guy from a former company. He's here now. He's going to be treated better. He's going to get to do what he was meant to be doing on these other programs. So, more power to them. I'm really looking forward to this tournament. So, it'll be bringing some new blood in to make up for all the blood loss that we've gotten.
Oh, yes. That's what I was about to say.
It's like it'll push them up to almost like the mid-card and start pushing some mid-carders up towards the top. And that's the way it should be. Drain the pool a little bit, but then fill it right back up.
Yep. And in one fell swoop, not only do you introduce 8 new superstars, but you create something big out of it, this tournament. And I could see this tournament happening multiple times over the years, if not once a year, multiple times.
It's almost like a graduation ceremony from the Performance Center.
You could say that.
Yeah.
So after this, we get a promo package for Mia Yim. There's a lot said in this, but mostly what I got out of this was Mia Yim kind of really is a badass in real life.
Yeah.
Like, she comes from a rough neighborhood, and she's half black and half Korean, and apparently her neighborhood had a Korean versus black war going on.
Yeah.
And she nobody liked her.
Yeah.
She was half of each.
That's one of the struggles I kind of grew up with. I was, never too black, never too white. So I can kind of relate to where she's coming from, but at the same time, this is also, I believe, New York that this was going on in. So yeah, that must have been super rough.
They keep repeating the HBIC thing, and which would be fine, except they say head baddie in charge, and that's just ridiculous. If it's not head bitch, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just come up with something new, and I think they did, or she did.
Or right at the end, yeah. I hope she actually sticks with it. She calls herself the Hell and the High Water.
Yeah. I really like that. Get rid of HBIC, because if you're not allowed to use the word bitch, which I don't see why you wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's on the network. It's not on cable. or network television. It's on WWE Network. You got to pay for that. And if you don't want your kids to hear the word bitch, you can block that shit.
Chances are they hear it coming from the kitchen.
Change it to head baddie in charge when she goes to Raw or SmackDown. They're going to fuck her up anyway.
Pretty much.
So after this, we get our second match of the night. Tainara Conti, Conchi, spelled Conti. For a second, I thought they were about to drop her last name because her Tron has just got Tainara.
And that would actually make a little bit of sense. That
For once, dropping a name would make sense.
Yeah.
But Triple H is held strong. He's like, no, I will not turn into Vince and take names from everybody.
No, I Conti.
Oh. I have no notes for this match up until the end. A lot of strife. Most of this match was Tainara getting...
Tainara 2 belts.
Yeah. She brings her black belt out with her, but she's also got this, like, I guess it goes on her, like, it's part of her trunks. But it looks like a black belt. And I'm like, why would you have to?
She's like one of those action figures where it's like, one of the belts kind of painted on, and the other one's a little cloth one that comes with an accessory that you pull off.
I mean, unless it's black belts in two separate
disciplines.
Genres of fighting, which it could be. But even Mauro Ranallo said this was going to be a battle of styles, and I'm like, they're both martial artists. And almost on cue, he's like, two different forms of martial arts. And I'm like, fuck you, Mauro.
It's like he corrected him through television. It was pretty great.
But this match was mostly strikes, or attempted strikes, good blocks and dodges, but the attempted strikes coming from Xia Li, and Conchi getting frustrated that she can't.
Yeah, the heel was really starting to come out of Tainara, and I kind of enjoyed it. Like, that Latina temper of hers was starting to show, and that was a little refreshing.
At one point, she said something like, Latinas do it better.
Yeah.
Kicked
then she kicked her right in the... Yeah, I was like, that's awesome.
But she couldn't secure a victory, and eventually Xia Li threw enough kicks to where...
One landed.
Yeah, she threw this double kick. A back kick into a front kick, or maybe a front kick into a back kick. But either way, Tainara ducked the first one, but caught the second one right to the side of the face.
Right to the side of the jaw.
Of the jaw. So, Xia Li gets the victory here, 1, 2, 3, off of a fairly generic move, I guess. But the whole match was fairly generic, but the strikes were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the match wasn't too long. So, I dug it. Jerry called it. Xia Li needed the win, so she got it, and there you go.
I hate this, but I gotta backtrack a little bit. Because we came up with general rule number 3 during Raul Mendoza versus Damian Priest. Because at one point Nigel called Raul Mendoza plucky.
Yeah.
So...
But we know what that means.
Yeah, pretty much now rule number 1 is do not vertically suplex Mark Andrew. Rule number 2, do not Instagram Matt Riddle. And rule number 3, if you're plucky, then you're unlucky.
Yeah.
Anytime Nigel refers to you as plucky, you might as well just chalk it up as an L, because you're not going to get a win.
So, up next we've got the Street Profits doing a promo outside of Full Sail, and it's just Angelo Dawkins talking about them being great and having the titles, which I agree, but it was a fairly generic promo. What set this apart was after the promo-ish from Dawkins, it shows both of them like on top of a car, surrounded by a whole bunch of fans, most of which are holding up their little red cups.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all right.
Yep.
Interacting with the fans.
At one
Solid
point,
baby
right before that, Montez Ford knocks his own crown off, and Dawkins points at it and screams, and Montez Ford is just like staring at it for about 15, maybe 20 seconds. They finally cut away.
News here is that next week we are going to get a match between the Street Profits and the Forgotten Sons. I doubt it's going to be a title match. They didn't say it would be. No. So I'm assuming this is non-title, but I'm also assuming Jackson Riker is going to get involved.
Oh, yeah.
So that the Forgotten Sons get the pinfall, and then that makes them #1 contenders. And then we see that match at the next TakeOver.
That would be a nice one for Toronto.
That would be.
Mm-hmm.
Add a stipulation where Jackson Riker can't get involved, like a steel cage or something.
Nah, we can't have that kind of match there.
Well, also next week, as a reminder, we are going to get Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai in the rematch for the NXT Women's Championship. This is going to be in a steel cage.
We got a video package on that a little while earlier in the program.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Yeah, we just went ahead and skipped it because we know everything that's going on in that match. We've been reminded quite a few times.
However, something new for next week, we are going to get the first match in the 8-man tournament, the Breakout Tournament. It is going to be Joaquin Wilde versus Angel Garza.
But yeah, Joaquin Wilde, who used to be DJZ in Impact Wrestling, and then you have Humberto Garza, who's Hector Garza's kid. Okay, so he comes from a long line of like British luchadors and Mexican wrestlers. So that's going to be an interesting clash of styles. I can't wait to see that match.
I'm telling you, dude, if we see one match a week for the next 6 weeks,
yeah,
we could see the finals of that tournament at NXT TakeOver in Toronto. By the way, we'll be in Toronto for
We're gonna
NXT
be in
TakeOver
Toronto.
and for WWE SummerSlam. So,
track us down, ask for our autograph, made us feel special.
or just find us and the rest of the No DQ crew. I don't know if we're allowed to say that. Team No DQ. Most of us will be up there. Noah's going to be there. Cindy's going to be there. That's all that really matters right now. Aaron's going to be there with Caitlin, and then
Who?
so it's going to be a great time. If you happen to be in Toronto during SummerSlam weekend in August, come find us.
Yep.
There will be a meetup. You can go to nodq.com and find the...
There'll be a destination probably lined up at that point.
Support No DQ.
So we're on to the main event. We've got the 6-man tag, Matt Riddle, Tyler Breeze, Velveteen Dream versus the Undisputed Era.
The human character select screen is what that's pretty much what they are.
So 6 minutes and 4 entrances later, basically.
They always nail their entrance perfect too. I guess maybe the music, but at the same time they always line up. They have their certain spots. They all do their certain poses like as if they're being scrolled over to be picked, like in one old school arcade game. It's great. It's good stuff.
Undisputed Era comes out last, of course, and we find out that it is in fact Kyle O'Reilly that's not going to be in the match.
Yeah.
I thought, like probably everybody, it wouldn't be Bobby Fish because he had a legitimate injury. I guess he's healed.
Yep.
That was quick. Rather quick.
I'm starting to think it was fabricated, but then I'm also thinking maybe it just wasn't as serious as they let on, and he wanted to see what he could do, and he put on a really good performance in this match. So
well, technically, he was in the ladder match.
Yeah.
He didn't take a lot of bumps or nothing, but he was in the ladder match.
Because Kyle O'Reilly was fucking taking everything.
Maybe that's why he wasn't in this match.
Yeah.
This was a great 6-man tag match. I think Velveteen Dream was in for a cup of coffee, but then Matt Riddle gets in, and off some sort of distraction to the ref. I think Kyle O'Reilly actually got up on the apron and was distracting the ref.
Yeah.
Bobby Fish gets in the ring and delivers this wicked running like back elbow to Matt Riddle, and from that point on, Matt Riddle was basically useless.
Oh, he got just destroyed by the area. They kept on doing pretty much their standard 3-man tag type shit. Keep him isolated in the corner. Just textbook tag work. And you had these 3 other egos who are just wanting to get into the ring. But like the Undisputed Era, they're a legit tag team. That's what they've been
together.
They're a legit
team.
They're a legit team. They've been together long enough.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, they have won 1 of 2 War Games matches.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, they're 50-50 for War Games matches. It's ridiculous. They are a team. You can't go into it just assuming you're going to win.
It doesn't matter how much star power you have if you're not on the same page.
So, my first note here is just leading right up to the end of the match. We see the hot tag into Tyler Breeze because somebody knocks the Velveteen Dream off the apron, so he's out of commission for a second. And Tyler Breeze comes in and starts cleaning house with Roderick Strong. He ends up nailing a beauty shot, which is like, it's a jumping heel kick.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But
Nothing
he
really
goes for the
special.
pinfall, but somebody pulls Roderick Strong out of the ring. I think it was Bobby Fish.
Yep.
Oh no, it was Fish that took the beauty shot. Strong pulls Fish out of the ring. My apologies. Anyway, off of this, Dream tags himself in, but Tyler Breeze wasn't expecting it. So out of the confusion here, we see Adam Cole get up on the apron and super kick fucking Riddle off the apron.
Yep.
And then both Dream and Breeze super kick Adam Cole, like double super kick him off the apron. And then where do we go from here? Strong gets in there and hits the high knee on Tyler Breeze.
Yep.
But that knocks him into Dream, sends him out of the ring. And then Strong picks up Velveteen Dream for, what's it called?
The end of Heartache.
The End of Heartache. Which is a vertical suplex thrown into a backstabber.
It's a pretty sick looking move.
He didn't pull it off perfect, but still. He gets the pinfall here. And this leads into Jerry's prediction.
Pretty much.
Old prediction.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting Strong versus Velveteen Dream. I know that much.
For the North American Championship,
So,
because
yeah.
even Ronaldo said, you know, Roderick Strong has pinned the North American Championship champion.
So we're already well on our way to a takeover match right there, and I can't be happier about that.
I see Roderick Strong losing and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly losing another tag team opportunity, and there you go, man. Just setting up Adam Cole to be the lone guy talking about gold and pissing him off.
Yep.
Just saying. That brings us to the end of the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And here on What's NXT, we like to rate the main event using the General's 5-star rating system. And Jerry, thought it was pretty good, man. What did you think?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it 4. I'm gonna it'd be probably 3 3/4, but have like the extra quarter for such an awesome show. I thought it was actually one of the better shows we've gotten through NXT in quite a while. We've had a re-debut, more or less, a successful one at that, and Raul Mendoza still came off looking impressive, even in his loss. Xia Li finally picks up a win. We've got plenty of momentum heading into like next week, which should be an equally great show. Huge announcement for a landmark tournament, and then we get the 6-man tag to set up for Roderick Strong versus Roderick Strong versus Velveteen Dream, and all the action that was actually going on inside this match was pretty great. It was very solid. It was very cohesive. There wasn't a lot of botches going on. There really isn't with Undisputed Era. So, 3 3/4 turned into 4-star for the entire show.
I'm going to agree with you, but for different reasons. I'm giving this 4 stars off of the match itself.
Wow.
This was easily a 4-star match.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say better than that. I mean, it was fairly basic for a 6-man
It was a good
tag,
main
but
event
it was
for
still a great
NXT
6-man
television,
tag match.
yeah.
However, I'm not going to give it an extra quarter off of the show because as good as the other 2 matches were, and they were entertaining, I wouldn't call either one of them great matches. It's just in comparison to the last couple of weeks of NXT that we've gotten, where it was the show coming off of the TakeOver, which was all TakeOver Dark matches, into the one-off taping at a live event that just had 3 matches of no consequence and no entertainment value for real. Those 2 matches that we had tonight look great in comparison.
Yeah.
But they weren't great in and of themselves. So no extra quarter, but I will agree on a 4-star just for the match.
Yeah. So 4 stars all around. That's fair enough.
So that brings us to the end of this episode of What's NXT. Thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow as we review episode number 48 of NXT UK. Looking forward to that. That is the NXT party. And I think we're going to have Colin Andrew on the big screen. I don't know if we'll have anybody else, but we look forward to that. And if you would like to join us on a future episode of the NXT party and help us review a future episode of NXT UK, come have a spot of NXT with us. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. Or if you just want to find me on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter.
at No DQ Journal, and also my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR, exclamation point. Lots of discussions, lots of memes, lots of good people. Come and join us.
Yep, you can find me on Instagram now at osborne.stefan, but honestly, I don't use it. I don't know why I have followers, but follow me anyway. Shit.
And if you don't have any of those things, just leave comments down here on YouTube.
Yeah, if you've got an email address, we can get you on the show if you'd like to review an episode of NXT UK.
Or something on our Aftermatch Wrestling channel.
Yeah, come join the Rated R report. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And all Rated R. You can find that on our YouTube channel. That's Aftermatch Wrestling, all one word, AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. And we are on our way to 100 subscribers. At 100, we will start doing this show, What's NXT, live on No DQ.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't do it on our channel. That requires 1,000 subscribers, which gives us a new goal. But we will be able to do it on Aaron's channel, NoDQ.com.
We're at what, 87?
We are at 87 subscribers. Lucky number 13 more. And we will start doing this live on Thursday mornings.
Yeah.
So join us, won't you? If you like our video, click the like button. That's underneath me. And if you like all of our videos, do us a favor. Do yourself a favor. Click the subscribe button. That's underneath Jerry. And if you are subscribed, please click the bell icon, because when we do go live, if we get a miraculous 13 new subscribers between now and next Thursday, we'll go live.
Yeah.
And the bell will let you know.
Support No DQ.
For the General, Jerry Slaughter, I am the Wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you in NXT time.